Moments of Torah. This year is entitled Several Stories of Sinat Chiyam and Multiple Stories of Ahavat Yisrael. Made a tape, a shiur recently, and about some stories of Sinat Chiyam that I personally experienced over the years here on Ramat Beit Shemesh. And many people said, yeah, it's really true. It's not right that some people can't go ahead and accept it. There's other gedolim, other hashkafas, other outlooks. So one person sent to me an email and said, these are true stories and this is a problem, but Baruch Hashem, there's a lot of beauty as well. There's a lot of Ahava going on in Ramat Beit Shemesh and elsewhere in Israel. And it's important that we note that as well. And just focusing on the stories of Sinah can end up fueling the Sinah even more. The people listening will just say, yeah, you see, that's how they look at me. And I think there's truth to that. And I appreciate comments, appreciate compliments, and I appreciate criticism. And I always want to hear that as well. So yes, I did mention several stories of Sinah, where a person goes ahead, a colleague of mine goes and passes by our shul, and I'm outside in the shul with him, and we're talking. He looks up, he sees the face, he says, what's that shmata doing? So that's sad. What do you mean that's shmata? To me, it's my shul. I put that shmata up there. I see in the Degel, Medina Yisrael, it's very meaningful to me and to my whole keilah. And to me, it represents the greatest bracha in 2,000 years. And to me, it represents the geula. That's how I look at it. You look at it differently, fine. You need to go ahead and just dismiss it like that. You want to makarev me and teach me? Fine. Invite me to a chavruta to learn with you, and you can try to show me why I'm off the derech when it comes to my attitude towards Medina Israel. But go ahead and just do it with disdain is inappropriate. And we had several other examples as well. I came out years ago supporting Rav Speck, that he should be the one running the mikveh, but he's from the Rabbanot, and others said, no, can't have that. And has some inappropriate words for me because I'm supporting the Rabbanut and that they should be in charge of the mikveh. And other stories as well regarding Mamlechti Haredi schools, where should Mamlechti Haredi, which means that the government oversees the school and the funding, the organization of the school. And some people say that no, their whole goal and Eliezer Bach's whole goal is just to uproot Torah Judaism, and that's the goal. And wait a second, Baruch Hashem, we're not 100 years ago where no one knew how the Zionist state's going to emerge. There's going to be Arabs and there's mikvahs in the community. There's going to be kashrus. There's going to be forced army service with no choice to have any kosher. Who knew what it was going to be? And yes, some tragedies happen with the Taimani Jews for sure, but to assume that every person who's not exactly from your religious type and group is going to go and coerce you, and that's what Mamlechti Haredi school means. They're just going to inculcate everything they want into the school and uproot your approach. Many say that that's not what's going on. So yes, there is some sinah and there's a negativity, and one group sometimes cannot have a deal with another group, and those are real issues and they're real stories. They are real stories, and we all need to work on that. But it's important to know that it goes both ways. I know sometimes I meet a colleague that comes from the States. He sees my kippah, clear identification with Haredi world. Says, what's with that kippah? What do you mean, what's with that kippah? There's such a beautiful Haredi world that I associate with here. I happen to associate with the Haredi world, the Tilami world. I'm very, very comfortable in both worlds. And I love and appreciate the beauty in both of the worlds. But why are you saying that to me? Once again, you want to sit me down and have a chavruta and try to show me how I'm off by having this kippah? We could talk, but that comment like that. Or sometimes a person could talk about Ramah Bet, the people in Bet. You know, all the people in Bet brushed with a broad stroke like that. Yes, there's some extremists there we disagree with, but that's all the people in Bet that way. How many times have I given lifts to people in Bet where they're so against how some of the extremists act with the garbage and putting stuff in the street and making the fires there and the Afghanot and stopping the traffic? They're upset, they're embarrassed. We go ahead and just say, oh, you're all the people in bed. What kind of way is that to talk? So, few points I'm adding on to this year that I didn't have in the previous year. First of all, we all have to look into ourselves. Everyone has to look in the mirror. Whatever world you're from, in the Haredi world, you have to look at the mirror. Do you go ahead and talk with disdain about people with a different hashkafa? about Tzionim. And all Tzionim, whether they're non-from, whether they're learning in Mekaz Harav 20 hours a day, they're just Tzionim. That's what in the Zionische world has to look into the mirror and say, wow, do I just go and put all Haredim down? Say that, no one goes to the army. They're all just living off my money. And broad strokes, we talk that way. So all of us, all year and especially in the 3 weeks, 9 days, must be looking into the mirror and making sure that we're not going ahead and just dismissing someone because they have a different hashkafa. And we're not painting in broad strokes. This whole community is this way. That community is that way. Chas v'shalom. No one should be doing that to each other. There's a specific isolated incident. You could say, why do you think this is wrong? A specific hashkafa that some gedolim and another group hold by, that's wrong. Yes, I comfortably say that the Satmar Rebbe's hashkafa Medina Yisrael is, to me, totally unacceptable. And I don't embrace it. I reject it out of hand. Okay. That means there's nothing good in Satmar, nothing great about the Rebbe. Chas v'shalom. He was a giant of giants. But his position on that night is just to me not tolerable. Okay. Not that I can argue with Gedolim. I can embrace Gedolim who argue with other Gedolim. So the first point we have to really inculcate is to understand clearly that we can't point fingers at others. They look at me this. Let's look at ourselves and make sure we can appreciate the beauty in our hashkafas and appreciate the beauty in other people's hashkafa as well, even as we point out certain critical points where we disagree with. That's point number one. And point number two, for those of us living in Ramat Beit Shemesh, yes, there's incidents where we might call sin'ah and disdain that one person might have for another, and that does exist. But there is so much beauty here in Ramat Beit Shemesh, and that really has the lion's share of the day-to-day life in Ramat Beit Shemesh. Go to Masas Mordechai, one of the most active shuls out here in Ramat Beit Shemesh. Go see who davened. It's clearly yeshivish shul. It's run by the yeshivish chevra out here. And who davens there? Mostly yeshivish, but everyone is comfortable davening there. You have that tilam, you have everyone davening there. Ksvanim, Ashkenazi, very comfortable there. And it's not an accident. They go by and make sure that it's a welcoming environment for everyone. That's not day-to-day beauty that we are seeing. And for many years out here, you had Ari Rosenzweig, Mayor Arnold, or Feinberg, who organized a yearly Hanukkah event in Beis Tefillah, where there was a panel, a whole group of rabbis, all that Tilumi, Haredi, Svardim, Hasidus, we all sat together, 10, 15, 20 rabbis throughout the night, everyone giving a 2-minute, 3-minute drasha. Now, was that beauty in Ramat Beit Shemesh? To have that kind of achdus. It's amazing. Rav Farah from the Lubavitch, and Rav Soloveitchik, and Rav Kornfeld, Rav Malinowitz, and the list went on, Rav Shapiro. It was amazing. Those were beautiful moments. And that's Ramat Beit Shemesh. Go to Ish Kodesh. Look at the range. Who's the chazan? I daven there very often, morning or mincha. I daven at the mincha. Who's the chazan every day? Tilumi, Balabayis, who's in the middle of Kaddish this year. He's the chazan every day. Anyone even thinks twice about him in this holy shul? The Rebbe's a few feet away from him, the holy Rebbe, Rav Shapiro. Would even think anything that Tilumi is davening as a chazan, he's proud of it. So there's so much beauty here in Ramat Beit Shemesh and in Eretz Yisrael. And yes, during the 9 days and all year, we must be looking, each one of ourselves, are we going ahead and violating Sinat Chinam, where we just have disdain for other groups, where there's just, we push them off, as opposed to pinpointed criticism. We can have pinpointed criticism. That's what holy machloksim are about. That's what machlokes Hashem Shemayim is about. Well, I disagree with you on this point, you disagree with me on that point. But we can still look at each other, talk to each other, relate to each other. And not only that, appreciate each other. I would hope, getting back to our Beit Shemesh world, and people call it a bubble, I call it a beautiful bubble. I would hope that Tilumi shuls out here, and the community out here could say about Haredim, okay, I disagree with you about this and this and that, but wow, your shuls are packed. Every night there's hundreds of people learning. Plenty of people at Balabatim who work during the day for 6, 7, 8 hours a day, and then at night they're steiging away. That's amazing. How do you do that? So it's one thing in the day, you may have people in kollel, so that's a different sheet. So the person 25, 30, 35 be living in kollel should be working. Okay, that's machlokes. Different sheetas on that, fine. But at night, people who work in the day and spending hours learning at night, wow, I can learn a lot from you. That's amazing. Or the tznius in your world is beautiful. I want to learn about that. You're putting on this and you're so makbid on that. I want to learn from you that. And I would hope that a Haredi could go ahead and say, wow, look, this 22-year-old boy, 6 years, been in the Hesda Yeshiva, he's learning day and night, and then he's in the army serving with all his might. Then he's back to Yeshiva learning. I see him at the base medrash ben Azmanim. How do you produce that synthesis? I want to learn from you. And even my Ashkafa may not be army. Okay, that's a big debate, but that synthesis, it's amazing. It's incredible. And then I heard your son was involved in a battle in Gaza. What Mesiras Nefesh? I need to learn from you what Mesiras Nefesh means. If you're talking Mesiras Nefesh, having a different situation, learning the base medrash, even if there's no Mazgan right now, which is Mesiras Nefesh too, and this and that, examples, but your son gave up his life, said that to people in Gaza, don't bomb me. Well, he's almost willing to. Wow. Wow. I disagree with you in this and this point. I have so much to learn from you. So to me, the title of this year is that there is still some Sinat Chinam in our midst. That's true. We need to recognize it. But instead of pointing out in the other world, let's look at it in our own mirror, in our own world where we have to work on. But at the same time, let's have nechama and consolation that there is so much ava, there's so much achdus, and there's so much growth. And you know what? I said a moment ago that we should be able to learn from each other. And guess what? And I'll conclude with this. It's happening without us even knowing it. You have a yeshiva called the Gimzu in Shalabim, Datilumi High School, strong Datilumi High School. And is basically modeled after the yeshiva world's yeshiva katana. What do they do in 9th grade? Learn full-time. 10th grade, learn full-time. 11th grade, learn full-time. 12th grade, they learn, and they also get the bagriyot. So they could walk out with some degree, a secular studies degree, what we call in America Regents degree, but they're packing away the learning. Full-time learning for 3 years. That's from the yeshiva katana, yeshiva, Haredi world. And then you have Haredi high schools. Over the last 30 years, about half a dozen of them. Well, what are they doing? They're in the Haredi world, but what are they doing? Learning full-time, most of the time, lion's share of the day is learning Torah, but they're getting secular studies. They're going to have a bagriyot as well. So they're sort of flipping, learning from each other. And that's what we need to do, to appreciate that each shevet has challenges, areas to work on, but has so much kedusha. And instead of going ahead and just pointing out the problems with the other shevet, let's point out the problems in each of our own shvatim, and each one of us has our challenges, and see the beauty in the other shvatim. And in Yetz Hashem, we do that, we'll take another step forward in conquering Sinat